welcome back to Moviematic, you 200 plus cinemaniacs out there. Today is Noch Recommends, and I recommend The Expanse, aka Game of Thrones in space, but with fewer dragons and more zero-gravity vomiting. For 6 seasons, this show took us on a wild ride through interplanetary politics, high-stakes mystery, and more gritty realism than a NASA group chat. It's the kind of show that makes you feel smart for watching, even if you still Google half of the science terms. Buckle up, Beltaloda. We are breaking down everything you need to know about The Expanse, from development drama to trivia, cast, legacy, and why it deserves a warp speed spot on your watch list. Once upon a time, in a publishing house not too far away, James S.A. Corey, the pen name of authors Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, dropped a sci-fi book series titled The Expanse. It was like if Blade Runner, Battlestar Galactica, and The Wire had a baby in a vacuum. In 2015, Sci-Fi, yes, the same channel that gave us Sharknado, picked it up for adaptation, and for once they didn't screw it up. The Expanse became a prestige-level, high-concept space epic with surprisingly high production value for a channel known mostly for giant insects and questionable CGI. But after 3 seasons, Sci-Fi did the thing networks love to do: cancel good shows for no reason. Enter Jeff Bezos, Amazon overlord, bald billionaire, and apparent Expanse superfan. He picked up the series for Amazon Prime, funded it like it was the Mars Navy, and gave it 3 more glorious seasons. Because if you've got rockets in real life, you might as well fund the fake ones too. Set hundreds of years in the future, humanity has colonized the solar system. Earth, Mars, and the outer planets, aka the Belt, are constantly on the edge of war. Basically a cosmic version of Who Left It that must start on. Into this powder keg strolls the crew of the Rocinante, a ragtag group of misfits, space truckers, and accidental heroes. It all kicks off with a missing girl, a shady corporation, and a strange alien substance called the proto-molecule, which is probably just trying to wipe out everything for the aesthetic. The deeper you go, the more you realize that The Expanse is less about the pew-pew-pew lasers and more about survival, identity, and the moral ambiguity of power. Oh, and space battles. Glorious, physics-accurate space battles. Think of it as House of Cards meets Interstellar meets That Time Your Roommate Wouldn't Do the Dishes but on the Ceres Station. Before I go on, I just want to thank all 200 plus of you who are currently subscribed to Moviematic. It really does help the channel out, and I am humbled to know that you are always watching our videos as we post them. If you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you just take this time and subscribe to this channel, Moviematic. It really does help us out.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, Beltaloda. Let's get back into it, shall we? Leading the pack of The Expanse is Stephen Strait as James Holden, the Captain America of deep space, except more confused and with better hair. You've got Dominique Tipper as Naomi Nagata, the brilliant engineer with more trauma than a soap opera. She's a belter, and she will let you know it, loudly, often. Wes Chatham plays Amos Burton, your favorite soft-spoken sociopath with a wrench and zero chill. He's the guy who could crush your skull and make you soup, depending on how polite you are. Kaz Anvar brings cool confidence as pilot Alex Kamal, though he didn't make it to the finish line. More on that later. And then, of course, there's Shore Aghdashloo as Kristin Avasarala, Queen of Sass, political strategy, and chain-smoking diplomacy. If you're not watching this show for our outfits and one-liners alone, you're missing out on 65% of the joy. The original authors, Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, weren't just hovering behind the scenes, they were in the writer's room. That's like George R.R. Martin staying past season 5 of Game of Thrones Except this guy's actually showed up. The show was developed by Mark Fergus and Hawk Ostby, the same duo that worked on Children of Men and Iron Man, which explains why the tone is both grim and explosively cool. Showrunner Nareen Shankar, veteran of CSI and Farscape, kept the ship running tight through space storms, budget shifts, and fan panic. Together, they pulled off what few sci-fi teams do. They told a grounded, character-driven story without tripping over the warp drive or monologuing about space-time for 17 minutes straight. From the get-go, critics were vibing hard with The Expanse. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a solid string of high 90s, and reviewers praised its political depth, world building, and willingness to punch you emotionally right into the plasma drives. Sci-fi fans, notoriously picky and suspicious of anything not named Star Trek, declared it as the most realistic portrayal of space travel since 2001: A Space Odyssey, but with fewer monkeys and more morally gray characters. The show picked up Hugo Awards, Saturn noms, and a place in every Reddit thread titled Best Sci-Fi Shows You're Probably Ignoring Like a Fool. It wasn't just good, it was, why didn't I hear about this earlier good? Fun fact, the show hired real scientists to consult on its physics. That's why ships rotate for gravity and people float awkwardly in zero-G, instead of gracefully balleting like it's a space-themed Cirque du Soleil. Shohreh Aghdashloo wrote some of her own lines, just to make them extra spicy. Wes Chatham, who played Amos, researched PTSD and trauma survival techniques to portray Amos accurately, because even your murdery space teddy bear deserves nuance. And the show's sound team had a strict no sound in space rule, so during space battles, it's eerily silent. Like being inside a microwave with planets exploding outside. It's disorienting. It's realistic. It's amazing. Okay, real talk. Season 6 wrapped up most major arcs, technically. But fans of the book know there's more story and a major time jump the show didn't touch. It's like ending Return of the Ring with Frodo still halfway to Mordor. Also, the final season felt rushed if you ask me. Just 6 episodes. Like the editor was told to finish before Bezos finished his orbital joyride. And yes, the departure of Cass Anvar mid-series due to off-screen allegations was awkward, narratively, and emotionally. Because I actually kinda liked Alex.
Emotional damage!
Now, would a couple more seasons have helped? Definitely. Would we watch a spin-off called Amos and Peaches, Space Bros for Life? Also yes. If you like your sci-fi gritty, grounded, and morally messy, The Expanse is your jam. It respects your intelligence, it builds a future that feels plausible, and characters that feel painfully human, even when you're floating through vacuum in a stolen Martian gunship. It balances hard science and harder choices. There's no chosen one trope, no laser swords, just regular people trying not to get crushed between superpowers. Think of it as space opera for adults who prefer chess over checkers and want their space battles served with a side of political unrest. So, if you haven't watched The Expanse yet, consider this your boarding pass. The gravity's low, the stakes are high, and the drama is heavier than a Martian war cruiser. If you like this video, please do like and share. And if you like more videos like this, do subscribe to this channel, Movie-matic, and drop your favorite belter phrase in the comments. And remember, the vacuum of space doesn't forgive, but we do, as long as you watch the show. This is the Captain of the Rossi signing off, Beltalota.